Yep, sorry about that. But I can only record, I guess, about 8 minutes at a time, so I'm gonna have to kind of segment this into different videos, and I hope they get sent to you. I really do. But where I was getting at was it is a staple to be viewed as one who has passion for study and insight, and this has led to the present apex, either through a lack of clarity in the information or unconcerted awareness in that passion or pursuit. So the struggle has also arisen due to a mental structure of energy that was forcible to situations, meaning the viewpoint of the conflict is through domineering sense of strength brought on by gross misuse of the gentility for the desired results. So the next line of questioning is actions to be taken. Through the Six of Orbs, which Benabel calls, the giver, because it's sort of like an act of karma. You give and you take, and there's sort of like a, conformity in that sort of action. So what would be the karmic actions to take? And this is 3 actions to take. Is the politic, which is ingenuity in wielding your personal brilliance, social intelligence, and psychic dexterity to successfully navigate complicated social weapons. So I interpret it as it must be that the path in action comes through very meticulous planning and organization in the spirit of social navigation. So charisma, pragmatism, and discourse are vital to conflict. The discerning one, the Two of Wands. So this is acute and accurate judgment that will unleash your indestructible personal force you perceive at a heightened level, which shall give you sovereign authority. So I interpret this as the unstoppable force has to be reconciled through proper use of that force. Hence the name the discerning one. How exactly are you going to use that sort of force? You have to use discernment, and you have to use, rational use of it. It could go bad, it could go really good depending on you, obviously. And so the unstoppable force has to be reconciled through proper use of that force. Hence the name the discerning one. As a suit of wands, it is the unstoppable force of passion that has to be used in realized effort towards a mutual goal. The use of passion is pragmatism. So I'm going to come to the Five of Wands, which is in her Benevolence deck, is the contender. Right, so everybody's kind of blaming each other. No, it was you, and it was you, and it was you, and who's really holding the blame? So the contender is strife in your world. Each hand places blame on the other hand for the troubles of uncertainty and instability that has come to pass. So I interpret it as, I would say this would be something to take heart in considering the nature of actions to take. Self-blame or blaming of others leads to no completed or fulfilling path. It is to be avoided. Regret, although being the linchpin of realization, is also a stumbling block in the future. So self-blame or the blaming of others is not a reliable solution. There should be a concentration on solutions, not picking apart situations to vault responsibility. So I'm going to conclude these 3 cards because I don't want to send you too many videos because that's fucking, what are you going to do with that? Is through an ability to use social pragmatism, the passion of force for a desired outcome, and an avoidance of blame to the self or others in the mode of actions to take. Methodology must be taken into account, and use of the mind, not to be blaming, but to be oriented in the completion of actions, or to be oriented in the complex of actions. And so, also in Benabill's book of maps, there's a section where you can give I Ching oracles, right? So she has, made out the different suits and transcribed them into different trigrams. You combine the first card, which I would take as the Emperor, with the very last card, which is the Contender, and you get a hexagram out of that. And your hexagram that you got is called Li, or attachment, emotional attachment, or clinging. So this is like literally what it says. You are clinging on emotionally. You hope you can